Alright folks, this is going to be a National Series D-Class race at South Boston. I'm starting third in the number 5 car, and it's going to be a good race. Back to my wheelhouse, which is the short tracks. First race at South Boston for the week. Got my qualifying time down to 15.285 after a little bit of practice. I'm pretty sure that there's a lot more that this track has. I wouldn't be surprised to see people getting under 15 seconds as the week goes on. But the car felt pretty good. Dialed a little bit of brake bias out of it. I'll probably dial a little bit more out of there as the week goes on as well and I get more comfortable with it. But yeah, this ought to be a fun one. Got Collin Bowden with a Richard Petty throwback scheme starting first, and Mickey Tuttle, who I was running with in practice, starting in second place. Then Ryan Libby to my outside and Josh Bonwell. So that's the top 5. JD Smoke betting win. It's not the first time we've seen a win bet on this channel, but those are rare, which is, you know, not too surprising. My win ratio is about 1.5%, a little bit less than that maybe. I haven't won anything yet in 2018. So this would be a great place to get a win. I've been close to winning races at South Boston before, but I don't think I've actually won at this track, so I would love to add this one to the list of tracks that I've won at. It's definitely one of my favorites. So it is a 50-lap race, just good old short track racing. Exactly why I like to run this series. I love what they did with the schedule here for these cars this year, doing one road course, one plate track, and pretty heavily weighted towards short tracks for the rest of them.
You ready? Green flag. Have a good day.
About exactly the right ratio. I got to remember, just like with Stafford, it's a real short throw after the start into third gear. Those gears come up really quickly. And that cost me a spot on the start to Ryan Libby.
19.808. In the middle of the track.
In the middle of the track, that's not what I want to hear.
Slow one in front of you on the bottom. Go to the top.
Stay low, stay low, stay low. Jeez. Guy scared the crud out of me trying to come back on the track.
3-1.
Lap traffic is definitely going to make things interesting here, as it always does.
15.51.
Running it in there. Trying to get that straight drive off. Put my relative up so that I can track those lappers.
15.
That's why that guy surprised me coming out of the pits, is that I didn't have the standings on the right screen. Come on. Ryan's really working Mickey over there. That second place. I'm trying to take care of the tires in the early running here. Not letting these guys get too far away. And I think that the groove, from watching a race last night, that the groove is going to work its way up the track as the race goes along too. Which is going to make passing really difficult. You can see Collins already using the higher line. Whoa! Very loose. So I'm watching what Collin Bowden's doing, because he's probably, he's the number 1 car for a reason. He's got a pretty good sense of what is happening here. So if he's using the high line, I think that that's going to be where we're going to be for most of the race, as the tires and the track get some heat in them.
15.827.
think this is one of those tracks with the gradient banking too, so there's a little bit more banking up there in the higher line, which is why it ends up being the faster one as well. That's a little bit too high. I'm kind of overdriving the corners. I think I need to dial a little bit more brake bias out of it.
15.84.
Let me see if I can get that done in the race. There we go.
.008.
I'm going to dial full percentage out of it. Let's see how that works. Get back to my relative.
15.881.
Thing was just plowing on corner entry.
.821.
Everyone's trying to work around this lap car. I wonder if Collin's always been a B-class driver, or if he just got kicked down to B after Talladega last week. Either's possible.
Outside. Still there. Clear.
Come on, 18.
16.022. Outside. All clear. Outside. Still outside. Clear. 16.018.
Cleared him.
.939.
Ryan's right on the bumper of Mickey. Looks like that brake bias adjustment might have helped a little bit. I'm getting into the corners better than I was, and it seems to be rotating the car a little bit better too. Roll, roll, roll. Pick it up. Come on. 20 laps down.
15.933.
Lap times have fallen off by, what, 0.7 of a second is that? There's going to be a lot of fall off at this track.
15.889.
I would not be surprised if the 9 and the 7 ended up having to come together as this race goes along too. They're racing really tight for that second spot.
15.999.
Let's just turn up the heat a little bit and add a little bit of pressure. Increase the odds of a mistake.
15.96.
Getting a really good run off the corner compared to these guys, which is good because that's how you're going to make passes.
16 lap.
Lap time's continuing to drop, to get slower. Come on.
15.987.
Running a lower line than them through that one, which is not what I want to do. I'm not close enough yet to really start varying my line.
We'll be coming to halfway next time by.
Here we go, halfway.
15.1.
So that's going to close the bets. Hope everyone got their bets in. Back end's really wanting to kick out on my car. I'm sure that everyone else is dealing with the same thing. Tires are just wearing more and more. Collin's got a little bit of a
Still there.
breaker car now.
Working on 'em in front of you. Outside.
Now we've all worked past the 11, so that there goes that advantage that he had. Got 2 more lap cars that he's going to have to deal with.
Inside.
I've got the 8 car all over my bumper now. I got to start applying more pressure to this 9.
16.226. 20 laps to go, man. 20 laps to go.
I've been able to try to catch him and get to him, but I haven't been able to put the pass on yet.
16.116. Side. Clear low.
8's going to cause a wreck if he keeps dive bombing. Sentinel, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that.
Inside.
Welcome to the family.
Clear.
It's just so tough to get any
16.21.
progress made on that inside line. You can dive it on in there, but you're not going to get the run off the corner that you need. See that the one is worked by these 2 lapped cars who are now side by side. I'm assuming that they're racing for position and having a little contact of their own.
Inside. Clear, clear, clear.
A little bit more contact, or
16.1.
there's in that green car lost to the back end a little bit. Come on, 15, you don't want a piece of this right now.
Inside.
That's it, stay down low.
Clear. 16.218.
Yeah, those 2 are racing for position. 17's going to find himself in big trouble if he tries to get in the way of this battle that's going on between Ryan and Mickey all race long.
Inside. Still inside. Earl, kind of through there, brother. Still inside. 16.32.
8's trying to pin me behind the 17. That ain't going to be a good idea. For the 17 at least.
Still there. Corner. Clear.
Oh,
Outside. Clear high. Clear. 1 car only. Inside. Inside. 16.546. Still there. Inside. 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 Clear. Clear.
got a 4X for that contact.
16.772. Slow one on the top in front of you. Slow car is on the outside wall. He's high, stay low.
12's around, and now he's caused 2 of the lead lappers to get wrecked. Awesome. So that's 3rd place.
3, 5.
That's some of the craziness that can happen in this series with no cautions.
Only about 10 left. In front of you. In front of you.
10 to go.
Slow one up here in front of you.
Got more cars around.
Stay high, stay high.
That sucks for the 9.
16.247.
Guys need to learn how to clear their junk. If you've junked your car, just your job at that point is to make sure that you're not junking anyone else's race. Obviously, you want to get going and try to preserve what you can, but you sort of have an obligation to your competitors to hold the brake and get out and stay out of their way, and not come back into the racing line. Might be able to get back on this 8 car a little bit. It looks like he really has used up his stuff. Although I don't know. It looks like the 1's coming back to us a little bit too. I don't know if he's got some damage. That gap's at 2.7 right now.
5 more laps, man. 5 more times.
5 to go. Definitely not getting on him fast enough to make the pass, but I do need to get by the 8 just in case something happens to the 1. Trying to stay in front of the 4.
16.2.
Lap times have slowed down considerably from the start of the race.
Inside. We got a slow car on the bottom. Clear low if you need it. A few more laps.
12's in trouble again.
16.277.
This is just such a cool track. It's insane. You're turning almost the entire time. One more lap to go.
Flag. 16.309.
I didn't realize that the 4's a lap car. Thought that was for position the whole time. All right.
Checkered this time.
Hey, gasometers. Yeah, I can try to do that. Does anyone know how you
Good job down there, fellas.
move things around on the heads-up display? Or actually, I can just... Nice win, Collin, man. Congrats.
Top side of the garage here by Goodyear.
Yeah, I'll get the gas and brake. Oh, Alt K or Alt M. I can do that right now. Alt K. Okay. Let's put it up. Where would be good? Put it over here. There we go. How's that work for you guys? That'll probably make it a little bit more visible for me too. Yeah, no problem, gas meters. All right. Whew. That was quite a race. That was a workout, I tell you what. So, let's see. Go back. Take a look at my little roughing up of the 17. And then shortly after that is when things got interesting for the 9 and the 7. There's the 12 getting turned. And here we go. He's going to turn it down and go right into the 7. That's just awful. And then the 9 got taken out in that too. So that's how we end up with third. So top 5 was the winner for that one. Congratulations to everyone who got it right. And let's see. We'll go move forward to Lucas Oil. So gained 58 iRating. I'm now up to a 3212. Lost 0.09 safety rating because of that contact with the 17. Don't hold up lead lap cars, guys. Just don't do it, man.